G'day guys, welcome to the channel. Before I go out and start my day doing some physical activity, moving stuff and hard labor, I thought I'd make this video actually to answer the question, should you downsize your collection? Now, a lot of viewers out there do reach out to me on Instagram as well as my emails asking different questions. Please continue to do that. I'm more than happy to help you out if I see your message. If I don't see it, I'm not ignoring you, probably just haven't seen it. Now, a few of these guys have sent me photos of their collection asking which ones should they remove essentially. They tell me the ones they want to keep and basically ask for my opinion. Now, the internet is divided in two camps with regards to downsizing the collection. There's one camp where people say keep the watches, selling and moving on is a sign of poverty, which there is some merit to that, I guess. But there's also another camp out there where people say if you don't like the watch anymore, if you need the money, just sell it, right? And that's a great thing about watches as a hobby is that you can get some money back in scenarios when you do want to downsize your collection. Now, giving you some advice and some steer into your decision. If you want to downsize your collection, just do it, right? Don't let other people dictate your opinion because this is a personal thing for you. My first point here is, why do you want to downsize your collection? Do you need the money or do you want to upgrade your watch? That's typically the two reasons as to why people downsize, right? So if you need the money, just do it, man. Like, watches is just a hobby. It's not the be all end all. Like for me, I got about, I don't know, maybe 100 something plus thousand in watches. And if I ever needed the money, I would sell every single piece if I do need to get out of a pinch. That's what it's there for, just in case a rainy day does occur and I'm completely screwed. So if that's you, just do it, man. Like, don't even ask for opinions. Just sell your watch. Look after your priorities, your family, your bills, mortgages, like having a roof over your head is more important. Now, if you want to just upgrade your watches, right? Sure, definitely great to look into your collection, look at the pieces you're not wearing, calculate how much that they're actually worth, and then sell them on for an upgrade. Typically, dealers would give you more money if you wanted to do it as a trade-in towards a piece they have in stock. So as an example, without naming names, because I don't want to reveal strategies, one of my good dealers mates out there, they add an additional 500 on top if you wanted to trade in, or if you were doing a cash sale, again, it's $500 less. So upgrading is a great reason as to why you want to downsize your collection. If you had a collection of 7 watches and you wanted to bring that down to 3, you could trade a few pieces to get some heavy hitters, right? And look, for me personally, I was the happiest I ever was in this watch hobby when I only had 2 watches. I had a Explorer for my day-to-day and I had a Datejust just for like, fancier occasions. And it was great because having too many options does create stress, right? It's called the stress of choice, basically. A consequence from having too many things to pick from is that some people just simply feel overwhelmed. But that feeling comes and goes like the seasons, right? It just really depends on how you're feeling at the present point of time in your life. For me, back then, I was extremely happy with just having 2 watches. Now, because I'm trying to be more involved in this industry, I am getting more watches in my collection. It's not a bad thing, right? To me, this is a hobby, so I don't care too much. I don't dig that deep into it. But for others, it might be something that they have a crisis about, right? So if that's you, just do it, bro. Just get the money, upgrade your watch, whatever. Second point I want to touch on this matter is, what are you actually looking for in a collection, right? And you don't have to tick boxes if you want to downsize your collection. I think the idea of having a chrono, a diver, a GMT, it's redundant, right? Some people just basically don't like chronos. For myself, I don't like many chronographs out there. I only really like the Speedmaster and maybe the Zenith Chronomaster or the Daytona. But like, I won't go out of my way to add a chronograph in the collection. So I would say for you, stick to the ones that you're comfortable with, right? If you only like time-only watches, like Garter watches, just get Garter watches. Get like 2 or 3 Garter watches. Hell, for me, I had when they had the Explorer and the Datejust, the two-piece feed, the Explorer was basically my do anything watch, right? My go anywhere, do anything watch. And then the Datejust acted as a dress watch. But personally, I don't like straps, so I gravitate more towards bracelet. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have to have a dress and a diver or a dress and a chronograph. Just get whatever you want. Now, the third thing I want to touch on is how much of a hit are you willing to take when it comes to moving your watches on. Now, regardless if you're selling or trading your watch, more likely than not, you're gonna lose money on your watch. Not everything is a winner, okay? Like with Rolex, if you get them retail, yeah, it's a winner. You can move them on, get more money. But most of these watches, just simply, you're gonna lose money. The perspective I'm gonna give you is coming from a financial background, right? I've been in the finance game for 12, 13 years, give or take. And I want you to not look at the loss as a bad thing. I want you to try shift your perspective by looking at the loss you've made as the money you've paid personally to experience that watch for a given amount of time. And what I mean by that, this is it's a principle in finance. It's called the principle of wealth, essentially. Wealth isn't determined by how much money you have, so to speak. Wealth is determined about the time that you have without actually having income or revenue. So when people say I'm wealthy, in the finance world, what we look into when we're assessing someone is, okay, you have $10,000 in the bank saved up, but your expenses per month just to live are $2,000. So by the definition of wealth, you're wealthy for 5 months. You're 5 months wealthy. So we're gonna use the same principle with the loss you've made, because you're gonna make a loss. I don't want you to feel bad about that. It's just money. What you should be thinking is, I've paid, let's call it $2,000, right? I've paid $2,000 to experience this watch over 3, 4, 5 years. Okay? So at least then you can make peace with the fact that you're gonna lose money. Because I know that reselling watches is a touchy topic. Granted, the resale value should never be your priority when it comes to buying a piece. However, you shouldn't overlook it. People that say that, oh, you know, we buy watches just because we're gonna keep it, have never experienced a rainy day before in their life. And again, being in the finance field for 12, 13 years, I've seen many people go through rainy days. It happens. It's just the fact of life. It might happen to you, it might happen to me. We just need to be prepared and need to be realistic about our expectations. So, real world example, my Black Bay 39 5-link that I bought before the Datejust, I bought that for, I think it was like 5.2, something like that. I don't really remember anymore, this was 2 years ago, but about 5,200. I owned that watch for about 6 months, and then when I sold it on, I made a loss in it, not a huge loss. I think I made like a like a $300 or $400 loss. So then the way I see it is within that 6 months, I paid $400 to, let's call it rent, right? Or like experience. I paid $400 to experience that watch over that 6 months. So when I look at the loss, I've basically paid $66 over the span of 6 months to experience the watch. And look, you can't go into a store and rent a watch. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't walk into the AD and just be like, hey, let me rent that for 6 months and pay you a fee. I don't think that service exists at the moment. But if you guys want a free business ID, that could be a business idea for you. Renting out watches isn't something that is being done here at the moment, because there's a lot of risks involved with insurance, blah, blah, blah. But if you can structure it properly, I think that'll be a good business to have. Sidetracked there. So, looking at those 3 points, just to summarize this video, I would say don't think about it too hard, right? If you wanna be more structured with approaching downsizing your collection, you just need to tap into both your emotional and your logical brain. Emotionally, if you want to just downsize because you want to, just do it, okay? Logically, looking at the numbers, you just have to accept the numbers that you get given when you get a quote from a gray market dealer and whatnot. Now, you could try to sell your watches off Facebook Marketplace. However, you know, in the 6, 7, 8 years I've been in this hobby, Facebook Marketplace has always been a landmine. Facebook Marketplace, I haven't had a good experience with that platform because there's a lot of time wasters. a lot of low ballers as well. There's a lot of scammers as well. If you do have a gray market dealer or a used watch dealer in your area, I would definitely recommend hitting them up, building a relationship with them. Because like even for myself right now, I have connections with many dealers, more than I can count with my hands, and I have options now, right? So now I can get quotes from 3, 4, 5, 6 different places and just have a transparent discussion with all of them. I'm not shopping them around because different dealers will accept different watches. Like I know one dealer here in Sydney, he doesn't accept Panerais, where one does, right? Many dealers here in Sydney don't accept Grand Seikos anymore, but 2 of them do. They love Grand Seiko, but the others don't. So you just gotta have those options and relationships in the industry with the dealers to help you out with your journey. That's the video. Hope this has been helpful to you. Don't stress about it too much. And I would say if you're hearing people saying, you know, like you're too poor to afford X, Y, and Z, blah, 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 don't worry about that, brother. Just do what you need to do, look after your priorities, have fun in this hobby, or if you're looking to upgrade and you just need to trade some stuff into upgrade, bro, just do it, man. It's your watch, it's your money. Do whatever you like that makes you happy. Thanks for watching, catch you on the next one. Take care. Oh, and I'm wearing the Longines Legend Diver as the wristwatch check before I forget.